Hello one and all, and happy spring! It might be cold and sleeting outside, but it is still technically spring, and that means a brand new anime season. Huzzah! And so I decided to make a quick video giving my thoughts on what I'll be watching this upcoming season. Though I do want to clarify right off the bat, I will not be doing any weekly reviews because I don't have the time. I really, seriously don't have the time. I mean, this next month is going to be rough. Really, really rough. Especially this next week because I have to attend a conference virtually, which runs, from 3 a.m. my time to 10 or 11 a.m. my time for 3 days in a row. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be really, really interesting. It might kill me. It honestly might kill me. But if it doesn't, I am very excited to watch all these new anime, all these returning anime. And speaking of returning anime, the number one most popular anime, the one everyone's excited for right now, The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2. Yay! And I'm, kind of excited for this one. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Season 1, but the thing is, I prefer the first half of Season 1, where Naofumi was, a traveling merchant going from city to city, town to town, helping people solve their problems, and gaining reputation as, the healer of the legendary wing, something like that. That was more enjoyable to me than we got in the second half. Once Naofumi defeated, Glass, using the cursed evil shield, it just wasn't as enjoyable to me. I prefer the pacing in the first half of the season. But I'm still looking forward to Season 2. I'm excited to see what happens. Excited to see if, the other 3 heroes can stop being just utter and complete morons for one singular minute. I mean, seriously, in this last fight, they got their butts kicked. They got their butts kicked badly, as Naofumi, just managed to basically beat the wave entirely by himself. I'm hoping they learned their lesson, but honestly, it seems fairly unlikely to me. They are dumb. They are really overwhelmingly dumb. I mean, I know Spear Hero gets the worst of it because he's the most vocal amongst them, but let's not forget, during Mine's trial, after it was made very clear that she betrayed all of them, that she was super evil, they were all shocked. They were all overwhelmingly shocked to learn that she had framed Naofumi. Seriously, how stupid can you be? They still thought Naofumi was, an R word. I don't think I actually say on YouTube, but you know what I mean. God, they are dumb. Really, really dumb. And I'm hoping that changes, but probably not. Probably not. Alright, next up we have Spy X Family, or Spy Family, not really sure how to pronounce that, and this is probably going to be one of the best anime of the season. I'm definitely excited for it. The basic premise is that this dude over here, Twilight, is the world's greatest spy, and for his latest mission, he must investigate Desmond, but the only time Desmond comes out in public is when he attends these parties at the special school he runs, where he's the chairman or something. And so Twilight is ordered to basically find a kid, get that kid into the school, make that kid a top student, and then get invited to the special parties so he can do something to Desmond. I forget exactly what. Probably kill him. Anyway, though, unfortunately for him, or maybe fortunately for him, the kid he picks is a little bit special. A little bit special because she is psychic and can read his mind, and is therefore fully aware of the fact that he is the world's greatest spy. And then things get even more complicated when he realizes, wait a second, the school only accepts kids who have 2 parents, and there's only one of me. And so he needs to find a wife, and the wife he completely randomly stumbles upon just happens to be the world's greatest assassin. So now we have a family made up of the world's greatest spy, the world's greatest assassin, and a psychic who can read their minds and knows exactly what they're doing, as they're all just trying to hide their own abilities and skills from one another. It is hilarious. It is abso-freaking-lutely hilarious. I am definitely looking forward to it, and this is probably going to be the best anime of the season, the best new anime of the season. That's my guess right now. Alright, next up we have The Great Demon Lord is Reborn as a Typical Nobody. And this is a series I'll almost definitely be watching, but really can't recommend all that much. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, it's just bland. Really, really bland. I mean, if you watched last season, The Grey Sage with the Weakest Crest, that's basically what this is. Though instead of the protagonist trying to, reach the highest peaks of magic, here he's just trying really, really hard not to stand out. Because back when he was the most powerful demon lord in history, everyone avoided him. Everyone, ran away from him because they were so utterly terrified of him. So now he just wants to blend in. He wants to be normal. The only problem is he is really bad at being normal. Really overwhelmingly bad at being normal. I mean, a big part of that is definitely the fact that since he was the Demon Lord, magic has, regressed a lot to the point where, simple spells that were taught to children are now considered lost, ancient, powerful magic. And it takes him a rather long time to realize that, so he's quickly branded as being, the strongest dude in history, the most powerful person in the world, even though he's trying really, really hard not for that to happen. I mean, it's definitely funny, but like I said, it just feels very bland. Though that being said, I am basing this off of what I read in the manga, and obviously the anime is going to be based off a light novel, so maybe there was, stuff in the light novel that didn't pass on to the manga. Maybe there's actually a really good story here that I just missed for one reason or another. So yeah, I'm definitely watching this. I have some hope for it. I've heard the studio, Silverlink, is actually really good, but my fear is that it's going to be bland, which, isn't necessarily a bad thing. I like to watch, one bland anime every season. It's calm, it's relaxing, it's enjoyable. It's nothing, too grand, too amazing, too groundbreaking, but it's fun just because of that. But anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts on Grey's Demon Lord. Moving on. Skeletonite in Another World. I'm not sure about this one. The premise itself sounds interesting. Guy's reincarnated as his character in MMO, but he's a talking skeleton, and if anyone sees him, if anyone sees his skeleton face, they'll think he's a monster, so he decides to, to keep his armor on all the time, and it seems like he becomes, a savior to the people, because he keeps stepping in to save them whenever he witnesses evil acts. So good for him. That's definitely a maybe for me. I mean, it sounds interesting, but not sure I have time for another anime. Like I said, definitely maybe there. All right, next up we have I'm Quitting Heroing, which I have read the manga for this one, and it is good. It is really, really good, just so long as they stop it after the first arc. I'm not saying the later arcs are bad, but it's kind of like Promised Neverland. The first arc is amazing, it tells a great story, and it ends in a satisfying place. And then the series kind of flounders after that, not really sure where it's going. Not bad, just not as interesting. But the basic premise is that Leo is, the hero of humanity. He's defeated the Demon Lord. He saved everyone. Huzzah! And then he's fired because, there's no more Demon Lord. There's no more Demon Army invading. So therefore, there's no need for him, the hero. And then he kind of wanders around for quite a while thinking, okay, what exactly should I do now? Hey, could use a hand. The Demon Lord's army. I mean, I wiped out so many of them. I did so much damage to them. I've completely destroyed their infrastructure. I bet they could use a hand. I should go work for them. And as you might imagine, the Demon Lord isn't all too happy about that. But the, 4 heavenly kings who work under her are more willing to, listen to him, are more willing to have him basically make the entire operation more efficient and better. So yeah, it is about a hero who isn't appreciated by humanity, so he becomes the hero for demons. Yay! Really great series. I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Highly, highly recommend watching it. Alright, the next up we have Trapped in Dating Sim, The World of Otome Games is Tough for Mobs. And this is a series that's been recommended to me many times, both the light novel and the manga, but I just haven't had a chance to read them yet. Basic premise seems to be that the protagonist gets reincarnated into an Otome game where men are basically second-class citizens and women have all the power. Men are basically, they're slaves who work to provide for them. Pretty grim, and from what I've heard, the protagonist is also, kind of a jerk who wants to use his knowledge of the game to basically overthrow everything and work out a nice, comfortable life for himself. Interesting. I'm probably not going to watch it, but, definitely sounds interesting, and I might give it a watch, partway into the season when I can binge through a couple episodes. Alright, then we have Ascendance of Bookworm Season 3. Thank you freaking God. This is the series I'm probably most excited about this season. I mean, Season 1 and 2 were absolutely freaking amazing, and now finally a protagonist's dream has come true. She's able to make books, she's able to mass-produce books, and she can give them out to the people. She can increase the literacy rate. Huzzah! Unfortunately, the last season ended on a kind of a weird point after the green-haired dude almost sort of got her killed. That was, dark. That was certainly dark. And then, the high priest, whoever it was, basically asked his friend to adopt mine to make her a noble, which, oh boy, that would be, interesting. That would definitely be interesting. I mean, I think there's a big problem there. I mean, let's not forget back in, season 1, was it? Yeah, season 1, mine was given the option to basically be taken in by a noble, but she refused that, even at the cost of her own life. She preferred to be with her family. She preferred to stay with her family, so I can't really imagine, her being adopted by a noble and leaving them behind. That just seems unlikely. It seems very unlikely to me, but I'm excited to see what happens. Cannot wait for this. I cannot freaking wait for this. Unfortunately, I will have to wait about 7 days and 12 hours. Bummer. And those are all the series I actually know about. But this one looked interesting as well, The Dawn of the Witch, which is apparently about a dude with amnesia who joined a magical academy and then told, hey, you just graduated and you have no idea who you are. Why don't you go teach magic at this place where just a few years ago they had witch hunts where they murdered anyone who could use magic? That sounds interesting. That definitely sounds interesting, and that's maybe for me. I might check it out. I'm not sure about that one. If anyone's read the light novel or the manga, let me know. Is it worth watching? Is it worth checking out? All right, those are the anime. We still have OVAs to look at though. Mushoku Tensei is getting something special, an extra unaired episode. I'm definitely behind in that. I need to catch up. All right, then we have Arifureta, 2 OVAs. The first one that was released alongside the Blu-ray that seems to cover the bonus story where all the girls switch outfits to figure out who wears it best. I am very much looking forward to watching that as soon as I get a chance, as soon as I can find it somewhere online. The second one, release information is still unknown. From what I've been told, from what I've seen for the brief trailer, it seems like that's going to be about Hajime traveling back in time, or the Liberators traveling forward in time to meet Hajime so they can talk to him about things and build stuff together. I'm not really sure what to expect from that, but I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to check that out. Of course, I'll cover that whenever I can find them, whenever they become available. Alright, then we have The Girl from the Other Side. Not really sure what to make of this series. It has a lot of Ancient Magus Bride vibes to it, so I'll probably check it out when it comes out. Very curious about that. Then we have something... Yeah, I didn't actually know about this. The Time of Reincarnated Slime, the Ramer special. Yeah, apparently this is a thing. It's 2 episodes, 2 minutes, 50 seconds in runtime. I'm not really sure where this is being released. I was able to find one of the episodes for it online already, but the subtitles were in English, so I wasn't able to make out a ton of detail, but based on what I saw, it seems like this is covering the last bit of cut content from Season 1. That is what happened after Ramer saved Rimru's kids. Yeah, because we just, cut out from that, and Rimru said, oh, that's a story for another day. And then, as Season 2 was filling in all the stuff we missed out on, they never actually explained, okay, what happened at that point. That was basically, when Rimuru built Beretta, gave her a name, summoned a demon to take on her body. That is kind of an important scene, and I'm glad they're finally animating it. I'm not exactly sure where it's being animated or where it's being released or when we'll be able to find it with English subtitles, so I'll keep an eye on that. We also have the Reincarnated Slime movie, which is being released some point, summer, I think. Probably not, spring, but yeah, that's a weird one. That's definitely a weird one. I mean, they're going for, entirely new storyline. I assume they try adapting the next volume somehow, some way, but instead they're introducing Benimaru's long-lost brother, which has never been mentioned at any point in this entire series. That's a bit of an issue, but whatever. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the upcoming anime season. Let me know down below. What are you looking forward to watching? Is there anything you'd really recommend? Any of the series I missed that you think is just really worth covering? Obviously, Kagesuma, Love is War, and Komi Can't Communicate. Those are very popular. I just haven't watched Season 1, so I can't really watch Season 2, obviously. But please, let me know everything else down below. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss my next video. And until then, peace!